Good morning to Mary Michele.
It's great to be back.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Mike.
I had people stop me in the street. Where is she? I can't do anything.
Oh, Mike. Well, I had a wonderful trip. I really did. I went to the spa in Florida and took care of things, and I feel much
You are rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated.
Ready to take some phone calls? Because you're going to need it
definitely.
today. Okay, let's say good morning, Nancy. I really thank you for holding. Nancy is calling from Mount Kisco. Date of birth is March 29th, 1946. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Nancy. Just a second. My hearing. Okay.
Can you hear
do you
now?
have a particular question?
I wonder what you're thinking in general, but more specifically about work and me.
About work. Okay. March 29th. You were born with the sun in Aries and the moon in Aquarius. This is a harmonious angle, and right now there should have been opportunities that have come up in the last 3 weeks in terms of your job. Has there been a shift of
I'm not working now. It's more I'm interested in what might be coming my way, or...
Have you heard about anything recently, though?
No.
You haven't?
I have, yes.
Oh, you have?
No.
Well, you know, is it something that seems good to you? I mean, are you pleased about it? And
it's interesting. I'm sort of ambivalent about taking it. Pursuing it. Ambivalent about pursuing it, really.
Well, what can I say? I think that, you know, there's not going to be a clarity here for a while in terms of you being able to see exactly, you know, certainly for the next 3 weeks it's going to be a little tough for you to see clearly. But I would, you know, with all of the sun in Aries, and you have Mercury and Venus also in Aries, you have a lot of Aries energy. So one of the things that Aries has to do is take action. You know, it's very, very important for you to take action. So even if there is a certain amount of ambivalence, it might be a good time to take the risk even if you're not sure. What kind of work is it?
It's social work.
It's something you could extricate yourself from if it didn't work out, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I would go with it and give it at least, you know, a month or two and see how that, you know, works with it. But I think it's good for you to take the initiative and take the action. And is it different than what you've done in the past?
It's a bit different, and I've just been in sort of low energy, inert kind of stage for a while, and I was just wondering when it would be over and if I need to take some action to make it over.
Well, you know, I think it's particularly hard for Aries when you do go through these periods of inertia and so on. And you know, we all have to do it from time to time. I know that doesn't help there's no answer to your it's not an answer to your question particularly, but I think that it's not going to go away right away. So I think you're going to have to find different ways, yes, and, you know, just kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps and take these initiatives even when you don't feel like it, you know, at least for the next month or two. And I think it should be good. I think the job should work out all right, but it might not be all that you expect.
It sounds really right on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling. And Richie, we want to thank you for holding also. Richie is calling from Dobbs Ferry. Must know about you from other places. October 5th, 1947 is his date of birth. Richie, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Richie. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good. Did you have a particular question?
Yeah, I'm in a relationship with a right now, and I was wondering where that was going.
You know, the last month has been probably a pretty good time for relationships for you. You have the sun in Libra, you have the moon in Gemini, Mercury in Scorpio, Venus in Libra. But there's a lot of air and fire here, and you know, with the sun in Aquarius the last 3 weeks, it's probably there's been some, you know, there's been joy in the relationship. Has there been a problem, a particular kind of problem there?
Not at all. No, I'm very, very happy with the relationship, and so is she.
What is the feeling then? I mean, is there something that you'd like to change about it, or is there a question that you had particularly that?
Well, she's a Cancer, and everybody tells me that Cancers are no good for Libra.
Well, it's a hard angle. You know, life lots of times is about hard angles. We can't all... It's important lots of times to have people that are going to have a little bit of conflict for you in your life, and she will. She's somebody that likes to rule the roost. So, but I think in a way that's good for you.
I appreciate it.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks for
thank you for calling, Richie. We're now at 16 minutes past the hour at WVIP. We have all the lines busy right now, so let us get to the next caller. This is Betty calling from Cross River. Thank you. Betty's date of birth is April 14th, 1931. That is April 16th, 1931. Betty, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Morning.
Good morning, Betty.
Margaret persuaded me to call you, and I want to say hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret. I'm glad you persuaded her. Okay, so it's April 16th, 1931, right?
Yes.
Okay. Was there a particular question?
Oh, basically health and wealth in general.
Health and wealth. You were born at the new moon, the sun and moon in Aries. Mercury in Taurus, Venus in Pisces. This Aries energy, the sun and the moon, both in the sign of Aries, it's about taking initiative. You're someone that likes to take a lot of initiative, and the new moon is someone that's very, very focused. So you're very focused with your initiative. Is there something particularly wrong with your health?
No.
No. Well, this place that I just was at, their whole philosophy is that you kind of have to take a general interest in your health. And I think that, I can't recommend more highly how you have to figure out the things that work for you and stick to them and stick to some kind of a routine and a regimen and that kind of thing. I don't see anything particularly wrong here with your health. In terms of money, are you looking, is there something that have you got sources of income? Have you got ways to have money, or?
No, I was just wondering if I was going to win the lottery.
Well, I don't think that the month of March is a good time for you to think that you're going to do it. Maybe in April. Okay? Does that help?
Oh, thanks so much.
All right, thanks for calling.
Thank you for calling. Get online, please. I want to win, too. By the way, we have this word from the Croton-Harmon School District. They have early dismissal also. Middle school and high school at 11:30. The elementaries at 12:15. And they are canceling afternoon kindergarten. Okay, for Rebecca and for Rita and for Joe, please hold on. We will get to Mary Michele, and you'll be able to talk to her just about a minute away.
It wasn't in the original designer's sketch, not from the architect's plan, but it's there all right. For 15 years, Westchester has loved the warm, cozy atmosphere at Kit and Caboodle. You feel it the moment you enter. The elegance and charm of its country inn atmosphere, its unique decor, and then, of course, there's the fireplace. All part of the special flavor of Kit and Caboodle. And the food, well, that tells its own story of goodness. Those heavenly aromas are only an introduction to delicious things to come. Kit and Caboodle received a 4-star rating from the Gannett paper. Kit and Caboodle. Try the new additions to our menu's wide selection. Complete dinners from $7.95 to $16.95, and a lighter fare including oversized California salads. Kit and Caboodle features weekday dinner specials Monday through Thursday, only $12.95, complete with soup, salad, and coffee. Monday, whole-baked lobster. Tuesday, steak and shrimp scampi. Wednesday, New England clam bake, and Thursday, New York sirloin steak. So come and enjoy happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Kit and Caboodle, 443 Lexington Avenue in Mount Kisco. For reservations, phone 241-2440 today. That's 241-2440.
All right, let's get back to Mary Michele in just a second. I just want to run through the districts that are having early dismissal. Bedford, Brewster, Byram Hills, Chappaqua, Irvington, Katona, Lewisboro, Lakeland, Mount Pleasant, Ossining, Paulding, Pleasantville, Putnam Valley, Croton-Harmon, Somers, Tarrytown, White Plains, New Canaan, Scarsdale, Irvington, St. Patrick's of Bedford, a number of the nursery schools also. We're going to go through the entire list for you about 10 minutes from now. Let's get back to the phones. Mary Michele has been away for a good number of weeks, and everybody wants to talk to her now. So let's get to Rebecca, who's watching on cable channel 12. Good morning, Rebecca. Date of birth, October 12th, 1965. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Rebecca. Did you have a particular question?
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
My family's had a tough time the past couple of months. Wondering if the spring's going to be okay financially for all of us.
Okay, you have the sun in Libra, the moon in Taurus. The moon in Taurus, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but the moon in Taurus is about getting what we need. You know that Mick Jagger song, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need? The moon in Taurus will get what they need. So in terms of financial, is this affecting you directly, this financial difficulty?
No, it's more or less about my mom.
Yeah. You know, it's a little hard to say for her. All I can say is that for you, you financially will be able to pull yourself through most of the time. If in some way you can help her out, I think you probably could do it and not suffer too much, because you will, as I say, always get what you need. In terms of, let's see, yeah. You know, I think it's been a little bit of a tough time for your mother this month, but next month, the month of, you know, the end of February through the middle of March, things should lighten up for her a bit. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you for
Thanks
calling. Okay, thank you for calling. Rita is on the phone, watching on cable channel 12 in Mount Kisco. Date of birth, February 17th, 1932. Rita, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi.
Hi, Rita.
Hi. We'd like to know about work and money.
Work and money.
Yeah,
Okay.
also, Rita, would you be kind enough to lower your radio or TV, please?
Okay, thank you.
All right, 217. Can you still hear me, Rita? Are you there?
She'll be right back. She was lowering her TV there.
Okay. All right, 217. Let's see.
Rita, you there now?
Aha. Have you gone away and left me, Rita?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, there you are.
Okay.
Okay, so you have the sun in Aquarius and you have the moon in Cancer. And you were asking me about money and work?
The money has to do with the work.
Right, well, it usually does, yeah.
But, you know, it's altogether a little different.
It's what?
A little different. It's corresponding with it. I was wondering if you can tell.
If I can tell that...
If it's going to work with the money.
Oh, if it's going to work with the money. Well, can you give me a little bit more of an indication of how is this? It's not something that it's not money that you're earning. This is money that's coming to you in some other kind of way.
Yes.
Yeah. Has it been going well for the last 3 weeks? Have you had the impression that perhaps it was going to work out for you in the last 3 weeks?
Yes.
Yes. Well, then I think the idea is it will. Because the last 3 weeks there's been a lot of, it might not happen until April. Is this something that you're counting on having right away?
No.
No. I think it could take some time, but I think it will happen.
I'm glad.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for calling. It's 24 now past the hour at WVIP. Let me find the right line for Joe. Joe is calling from Bedford. August 3rd, 1958. Joe, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Joe. Did you have a particular question?
Yes, I want about travel for the next 3 months.
Tribe? I didn't quite understand that.
Oh, like a vacation. If you can, it's good for vacation for the next 3 months.
Okay, the next 3 months. Travel. Okay, I got it. 8-3. Sorry. 8-3. Were you planning on going away this month and it didn't work out?
Yes, it was quite all right like that.
Yeah. I think that the odds are you'll probably want to do this in April.
April?
Uh-huh.
Better?
Does it have to do with work?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that April is going to be a good time for you to make a trip having to do with your business.
Like on the 15th or in the middle or in the beginning?
Probably in the beginning.
The beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Let's get on. Can you take a couple more calls
Sure.
here? Okay, good. Let's get to Miriam. Miriam is calling from Mayapack, date of birth, 12/9/49, December 9th, 1949. Miriam, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning. Miriam, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a particular question?
Yes. Can you tell me if I'm going to find a good job in the future?
Okay.
Worked for a long time. I'd just like to know what's in store for me.
Okay. 12/9/49, right?
Yes.
Okay. You have the sun in Sagittarius, you have the moon in Leo. This is a very harmonious angle. They're both fire signs. It's very creative. It's about using your creativity and being quite intuitive yourself. Do you use your intuition?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I know it's always tough to trust it, but you have to trust it more because yours is very strong. You have a lot of fiery planets. You have, the sun in Sag, moon in Leo, Mercury in Sagittarius. It's about fire. It's about inspiration, intuition. You have to follow it. Is there work, right? You're asking me about work? Is that what you asked me about?
I would like to know what's in store for me, what kind of job or when I'm going to have one.
Right. What kind of jobs have you had in the past?
Oh, it's been a while. Receptionist, babysitter.
Uh-huh. I would think perhaps, do you like to read?
Yes.
Yeah. I would think maybe you might start off by volunteering at the library.
Okay.
And do that and see if you can't, get as much information as you possibly can, and perhaps you might even get a job at the library, or I think it would lead to other things for you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Let's go to this line. I hope I have your name correct. It's Fernanda in Yorktown, January 19th, 1935. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Fernanda.
Hi.
Did you have a particular question?
Well, I want to change my life completely,
Uh-huh.
but what do you see in the future for me?
Was there a way that you wanted to change? Did you want to travel, or did you want to get a new job, or?
That's options, but I don't know which directions to.
Right, but, okay. You have the sun in Capricorn, and the moon in Cancer, so you're born at the full moon, which is about polarities, which is always, it's always difficult with these kind of polarities to come to some kind of a decision. It's like you're being pushed and pulled. There's too much pushing and pulling. It's still a little bit of a tough time now. You have Neptune, the planet Neptune, sitting on your sun, so things are a little vague. There's a certain lack of clarity. I can't, you have to give me a little bit more of an indication in which area it's the most aggravating for you. Is it in your home, in your relationship, or in the work that you do, or?
In work.
In the work. I think, do you work with computers?
Well, I use computers, but I don't particularly use, to work with them.
Uh-huh. Well, I think you ought to perhaps do that. I think you ought to focus some of your attention on these kind of details. You have Mercury, the planet of the mind, in the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is a part of what's happening today with this communication explosion and dealing with computers. And I think that you would be very good at. Capricorn, as a rule, doesn't like to deal with details, and the sun and the moon in Cancer, it's the same thing. Neither one of them want to. But I think you're going to have to do that a bit just to get yourself through this feeling of being a little vague and not knowing exactly what it is that you want to do or how you want to go ahead with it. So I would focus on that detail of getting more in touch with learning how to and finding something that you could use the computer for. Does that make sense to you?
It does. Yeah, it does. I was thinking about that.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling, and we're going to get back with Mary Michele just a couple seconds away. It's 9:30 now at WVIP. We do have one open line at 241-1310. For Linda and others who are waiting, please bear with us. Have to do a little Operation Snowbird here. Snow is about an hour away, according to Steve Pelletieri. 25 degrees outside, winter storm warning in effect for this afternoon and tonight. And this Operation Snowbird report being brought to you by the Bedford Pharmacy. It is your friendly neighborhood pharmacy, prescription health and beauty aids and more. The Bedford Pharmacy next to the hardware store on Route 22 in Bedford, 234-7074. I should know them by heart. Hi, John, whoever you are. Let us see. Bedford Public Schools. Early dismissal as follows. Middle school and high school at 11:15. Elementary at 12 noon. Ripawam and Sisqua at 12:45. Briarcliff Schools. Parents plan for an early dismissal. Brewster Public Schools, 7th and 8th graders being dismissed at 10:30. The high school at 10:40. St. Lawrence O'Toole at 11:30. Garden Street at 11:40. Kennedy at 12:25. 5th and 6th grade at 12:40. No afternoon kindergarten or after-school activities. Byram Hills School District, early dismissal. Middle and high school at 12:30. Elementary at 1:30. No after-school activity. Chappaqua Public Schools, high school has already dismissed. They did that at 9:30. Bell School will be dismissing at 10. Grafflin and West Orchard at 11:15. Roaring Brook at 10:30. All after-school activities have been canceled. Katona Lewisboro Schools, high school at 10:15. Elementary at 11. Increase Miller at 11:30. John Jay Middle School at 12:05. Croton Harmon School District, high school and middle school dismissing at 11:30. Elementary at 12:15. And no afternoon kindergarten. Lakeland Public Schools, no afternoon kindergarten. High school dismissing at 11:30. Elementary at 12:15. Middle school at 1 o'clock. Mount Pleasant Schools, half-day dismissal. Ossining Public Schools, middle and high school, including Roosevelt, closing at 10:15. No afternoon kindergarten or pre-K. Brookside and Claremont closing 1:15. Pauling School says yes, that we know that they're closed. However, all out-of-district transportation being dismissed at 11 o'clock today. Pleasantville Public Schools, early dismissal at 12:30. No afternoon kindergarten. Is this an update? No, it's the same thing. Okay. Croton Harmon, we have that already. Some additional ones here. Pleasantville dismissing at 12:30. Putnam Valley Middle School closing at 11:30. Elementary at 12:30. No afternoon kindergarten. Somers Schools dismissing high school at 11. Middle school at 11:45. Primrose at 12:30. Tarrytown, Washington Irving going at 11:15. Middle and high school 11:30. Tappan Hill 11:45. Paulding at noon. And Morse at 12:15. White Plains Public Schools, no afternoon kindergarten or pre-K. Early dismissal as follows. High school at noon, middle school and Church Street at 12:30, all other elementaries at 1:15. Homeschool White Plains closing at noon. Irvington, no out-of-district transportation. Early dismissal as follows. High school at 11, middle school 11:30, elementaries 11:30 and 12 noon. New Canaan, early closing schedule in effect. Scarsdale, high school at 1 o'clock, middle school at 2, elementaries at 3. St. Patrick's of Bedford dismissing at 10:30. Chappaqua Country Day Nursery closing at noon. Westchester Exceptional Children's School closing at 11. Melrose School in Brewster, a noon dismissal. A couple of other notes here. Okay, we do have an update now from Briarcliff. High school is dismissing at 11:30. Todd Road Elementary School at 12 noon. Carmel School District, high school in St. James, dismissing at 10:50. Middle school at 11:30. Morning kindergarten at 11:50. No afternoon kindergarten. Elementary schools get out at 12:15. No after-school activity. Briarcliff Public Schools, just mentioned it again. High school dismissing at 11:30. Todd Road Elementary at noon. Yorktown Public Schools, excuse me. Yorktown Public Schools, morning kindergarten dismissing at 10:45. There is no afternoon kindergarten. High school dismissing at 11:30. Grades 3 through 5 at 12:15. Grades 1 and 2 at 1 o'clock. Mildred Strang Middle School at 1:45. Mayapack School District, this just in. No afternoon kindergarten, no after-school activity. High school and middle school dismissing at 11. Lakeview and St. John's at 11:45. Austin Road and Fulmer Road dismissing at 12:30. That, I believe, is our entire list. Let me make sure. Okay, that's it for the moment. It's 9:35. Back with Mary Michele in 1 minute.
I never knew planning a wedding was so much work.
Well, we can start by visiting the Manufacturers Outlet Center's 3rd Annual Bridal Expo.
Great idea.
You know, Elephant's Trunk will host a fashion show featuring contemporary and traditional gowns, plus dresses for your bridesmaids and mother of the bride.
What about everything else?
Well, they'll also have DJs from Ambassador Music Services, bands from CMC, plus exhibitors displaying everything from honeymoon plans to limousines.
The Manufacturers Outlet Center's 3rd Annual Bridal Expo, Saturday, February 24th, Sunday the 25th. Fashion show times noon and 3 p.m. Saturday, 2 p.m. Sunday. Everyone receives a free copy of New York Wedding Magazine while supplies last. All registered brides can enter to win a grand prize from Mikasa Factory Store. Rules apply.
The Manufacturers Outlet Center in Mount Kisco.
The Manufacturers Manufacturers Outlet Center. Big names, little prices. The Bridal Expo, just off the Sawmill Parkway or I-684. Call 914-241-8503 for more information.
All right, we do have the winter storm warning in effect. Snow heavy at times this afternoon and evening. 5 inches possible. Temperatures today in the low 30s. Let's get back to Mary Michele. I apologize, Miss Mary, because I know it's been a while since people have been able to talk to you, including me. But we have 5 people on the line right now. Let's get to Linda. Linda, thanks so much for waiting.
Yes, hi.
You're from Putnam Valley.
I have concerns about work and health in that order.
Yes? Okay, you have the sun in Pisces, you have the moon in Sag, Mercury in Pisces, Venus in Aquarius, a lot of Piscean energy here. Do you work in a helping profession?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Do you know a little bit about your chart?
Not much.
No. You don't know your ascendant?
I believe it's Leo.
Leo ascendant?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, that helps a bit. So that will kind of lighten things up. Do you work with children?
No.
No. Have you ever done that?
No.
No. Would you like to?
I don't know.
What kind of work do you do?
I work in the field of developmental disabilities.
Uh-huh.
And I work for the state, and as I'm sure you know, we're in a lot of flux right now, and
Yes.
they're very bad, and I wondered if you had some sense of what's happening, or what's happening to me.
Did this difficulty start for you around Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be, you're probably going to want to change. There's going to be I think that there's time, it's perhaps time for you to make a change, but Saturn is going over your sun and all these other planets in Pisces, and you won't really feel like you can do anything about it until after April.
After April,
Okay?
Do you see something happening definitely after April?
I think you should change. I think it's time for you to move on, and I think that, do you have children?
Yes.
I
have one child.
What age?
13.
13. I think there's a part of you that needs to work with children, whether they're a little younger or if you need to get involved in helping them learn how to play more. It would be good for you. So like that, even maybe children with disabilities, teach them how to play basketball or something.
Okay, and do you see anything about my health? It hasn't been good.
Your will is being sublimated and will be until April. But it's been the last 2 years, no?
Right.
Yeah. It's getting better, but you're not going to have a big push of feeling a whole lot better until after April.
So soon after April?
Yeah, very soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for holding. It is now coming up to 21 before the hour. Let's get to Nicholas, who's been patiently waiting on the line. August 13th, 1965. Nicholas, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Nicholas. Did you have a particular question?
I'm going to be moving soon, either out of state, rather local, rather close to out of state, or a big trip far away. I was wondering if you had any information on that.
All right. You have the sun in Leo. You have the moon in Pisces. Has your decision had something to do with a woman? Is there a wife or a mother or a business partner that's female that has some
Lover. Living with the woman for almost 3 years now.
Is she involved in this decision, though? Is there some...
She will not move if I go to Hawaii. She will if I go local.
I think that her energies that are kind of keeping you from being able to be more clear about this will lessen in April. April sounds like, everybody, I keep telling you, but it is a time that there's going to be a big shift. It's going to be a good time for you because the sun will be in the sign of Aries, which is very complementary to your sun sign. But it also, with your moon in Pisces, it's going to get rid of that burden that or that confusion, that mist that you've had. And she will probably come to a greater understanding of what it is that she wants and needs from you. So I can't say exactly which place you'll go, but I think you'll have the answer by then, by April. Is that helpful?
Sure, I guess.
Okay. Was there anything else?
How about work-wise? I mean, do you think moving to Hawaii would mean that I'm pretty much leaving work behind, and I have a very good job. I'm successful at what I do. I've been doing it for almost 10 years now. If I moved to Hawaii, it would mean a career change, most definitely.
Well, why did you want to go to Hawaii?
maybe get away from work. I'm not so sure I'm totally satisfied with life. I really enjoy what I do. I'm not so sure I'm exactly happy doing it.
Well, I think that you should take the time between now and the spring to really examine what it is, try to verbalize what it is, really contemplate what it is that you don't like about being here. I think that you just have to keep going over the same thing over and over again. You may feel like